So, question of the day, question of the month, the year, the decade, the century, the millennia, or should we say 2 millennia? What is Bitcoin? Now, if you are very much against Bitcoin, have no interest in Bitcoin, I hope somebody sent you this video, because it boils down to this. You're going to spend thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of your life working, time, energy for money. And then you're going to want to take that money out into the world and live, learn, experience, enjoy. And so the gap between the contributions of your life and the rewards have this thing in the middle called money that you have to contend with. We all do. Unless you're trading with your locals, corn for cows or anything like that, that every aspect of your life is perceived through money. So please take a few hours to learn about it in comparison to the thousands that you're going to work. And so the question of what is Bitcoin offers you perspectives. The perspectives can be technical. Money is the boundary layer of energy and information. And there's a whole YouTube channel here at Hashpower Academy that explores the combination of energy and information with a fixed supply quantity of money in that middle, allowing us to build, develop the energy and information systems of our world, which we all depend on. I'm plugged into a cable into the electric grid, and the phone is connected to a network, the two networks that dictate everything of your life and every aspect of your life, and money's in the middle. And so what I can offer you is, yes, a perspective to say, you need to ask this question to yourself and look within, because we all drive cars or get in cars, and that doesn't require us to learn about how a combustion engine works, but the very utility of a car allows us to go further and faster in life relative to walking. And Bitcoin has that same opportunity for you to just simply compare what you already use. Dollars, pounds, euros, yen, all those other different things. That there's a problem with them. That when you contribute to the world to earn that money, it's taxed. And the money you do actually earn, by the time you spend it, has devalued to the point that the prices have gone up as well. And so you've contributed to the world, and the reward that you get gets you less than your contribution. That's theft. There is theft in our monetary system, and this question allows you to reveal that. And all other different aspects of society have endless amounts of problems. And a lot of Bitcoiners can quite simply summarize that we need to fix the money of our world, the very lens, the very prescription that we use to measure the price of things, the properties of things. And if we have the correct measuring stick that doesn't change and warp with every new issuance of money, every change of the interest rate that screws people over in the name of controlling it to the global system, it comes back to that same question. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin offers you a lens, a perspective, an alternative way of seeing what we already have. And if you don't want to make the effort to learn something new, open up your mind, have that fresh perspective to learn about a different way that money could operate, a different way that money could function, a different way of holding that money that preserves value over time instead of losing value over time, which creates a world where people buy all other things. The banks don't hold on to the money you give them. They give it out as quickly as possible because they know it doesn't hold value. The central banks, they print that money as much as possible to keep hard, scarce assets like gold. So you see how the very system itself is trying to repel fiat money, dollars, pounds, euros, because they know it doesn't hold any value, and put it in your hands in a way that you think the number on the screen is the preservation of your time and energy. It's not. Back to this question, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a way for you to preserve the tireless amounts of hours that you offer to the world. Your contribution to the world can be preserved. Now, granted, you could throw the volatility aspect of Bitcoin, but anyone that has held Bitcoin for several years over time has rewarded the benefits of being able to buy more things with that money. That is completely opposite to the money we have today. And so what is Bitcoin can explore philosophy, finance, technology, physics, all other different aspects of agriculture is where it's developing into now. And all these different paths are the human paths, the human story. We can't do everything, but if we pick a path and want to contribute to society in that way, whether we grow something, create something, consume something, serve something, move something, all of those are physical measurements, all of it. And all we need is a form of money that moves in the opposite direction of all those different physical things and accounts it correctly. Because if the calculation comes out wrong, someone's been given an extra amount of money that they shouldn't have, and someone's had money taken from them and they don't even know. And that's the exact world we live in today. We have money that if you save it or sign a contract to be paid a quantity of dollars or pounds, that quantity loses value over time. So I tell people, your employment contract is a short position on your time and energy. The longer you are being paid at that same rate, the less you are getting for the same amount of work. So you ask for a pay rise. Well, you need to work harder. So you need to work more energy, more time of your life, your contribution to things, to just be paid the same amount in financial reward to buy the same things. Everyone knows the jokes about in England, the little chocolate bar, the Freddo, that goes up in price. It's like, it's the same chocolate that's come from the same tree, that's been produced from the same sunlight, but it now requires more of these numbers, this money, to buy it. So something's gone wrong in that story, and it's not the energy side, it's the money side. And so yeah, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin can allow us to measure the physics of things and give us a financial answer. And what that does is an accurate accounting system in a world where everyone uses money to measure and coordinate all things in society. So we need a form of money that accurately connects and accounts the physical world of energy, space, and time. That's the contention that we all have. How is it fair that a farmer has to contend with energy, space, and time to grow something that they can't plant seed and eat the fruit? They have to wait. So the time preference is important there. The farmer can't get around that. We can fertilize and manipulate and all other different things, but we still have to contend as a farmer example with the laws of physics. And so if money comes along to buy those goods and services that has no contention of time and energy to be created and spun up in another place, to buy goods and services, it only drives prices up. That nothing bought something. That's not fair. That's theft. And so Bitcoin comes back to that answer of offering, it comes back to the question of offering an answer that allows us to explore a path into the future that builds a world that is fair and financially accounted accurately to the physics of how everyone has to live. We can't live in the internet. I'm sure people are trying to digitize this and put it into that information realm, but we have to contend with the physics of things. And so if we have a form of money that is directly connected to the physics of things, that waste of energy that everyone talks about on the critic side of Bitcoin, yeah, we build a world that is so much more fruitful, where the money is scarce and the goods and services trying to chase it are in abundance. And that is a complete opposite of what we have today, that we have this abundant amount of money out there, trillions and trillions, but the goods and services are seemingly more scarce, less available. Homes are unaffordable. And so Bitcoin starts to answer those questions as well, of affordability, that the prices of everything are not where they need to be. Because the housing example is so prime that people store their time and energy outside of money into things like homes. But if there's a select group of society in any moment in time storing all their time and energy in all the homes, well, then the people that need a home to develop their life, start a family, and scale to that affordability of things, they're not able to, because other people are using homes as a store of value. So we need to replace the storing of value in all things back into money. But that money needs to have a purpose and a reason to invest in, to hold it, to at least preserve the money, the energy that put in. and recover that when you later spend it. And so that's all Bitcoin offers from a monetary perspective, is 21 million units of money priced against ever increasing amounts of data and energy seeking to acquire it. Data and energy being internal to the network of transaction fees and electricity and hash rate to produce, but also external things that are priced in Bitcoin, that over time we will see the prices of things in Bitcoin go down because the money is scarce and the goods are not. If the goods can be continually created and the Bitcoin cannot, the price for goods is going to go down. So we need to take all of that money that's out there in things and shift it back into money that's digital but physically connected to everything, and the cycle continues in the correct way. I'm going to stop there because it sounds like I'm about to go technical, and yeah, I just wanted to put this video out. It's a much more deeper, interesting perspective to delve into Bitcoin in this sort of way, but it's important. Not just the educational side of all different technologies, but really just sort of stepping back and seeing how things can be in the future, because we want to build a world that's better, that's more prosperous for the generations to come. And if we don't even make an effort to focus on those things, like election cycles, politicians are limited to thinking about their 4 years in office, their 5 years in office. They're not going to want to invest in a project that's going to be finished in 10, 15, 20 years because they don't get to snip the ribbon. So we have to start thinking long term. And we think long term when we have scarce, hard money, because that scarcity of value over time makes us think about building things that preserve and sustain that value over time. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.